We will hear numerous examples of free imitation in this course, however. Free imitation is the type of imitation in which the imitation is neither exact nor complete. It is not a canon or a round. In fact, only the beginning of the main musical idea is imitated in each one of the voices, and after presenting it, each of the voices goes on its way. Also, all of the voices participating in the imitation do not necessarily sing the imitated portion of the melody exactly as it was sung by the preceding voice or any of the preceding voices. You have at hand an excerpt from Josquin's Gloria from this Mass, from the section of the Mass that has the words, Tu solus Dominus, thou alone art the Lord. Take a look at this musical example now. If you take a look through the music of the four voices presented here, you will see that there are bracketed portions in each one of the voices. Now, you don't have to be able to read music to understand what is happening in this passage from the work. Each bracket points out 6 notes in the composition, 1 note for each syllable of the sentence, Thou alone art the Lord. Tu solus Dominus. If you were to examine the melodic contours of each of these passages, you would see that all of them have the second note higher than the first one, and that the third and the succeeding notes are all lower than the second one. Basically, each one of these melodies has the same general melodic outline, and in fact, if you were to listen to them, you would see that they indeed do sound similar to one another. They're not exactly like each other, but they are very similar indeed. A sterling example of what free imitation is. Now let's take a look at what we can expect to hear in the Gloria of this Mass. I just pointed out a passage to you from that section of the Mass that is imitative, but as we shall see, not the entire movement is imitative. In fact, the Gloria of this Mass presents us with a more typical type of Renaissance polyphonic vocal composition, one that has a variety of textures, including not only free imitation, which I just described to you, homophony, that type of texture in which the voices move at more or less the same time, and they therefore seem to blend into one and the same sound, as well as other textures. If we cannot assign a texture or a section of polyphony to one of these specifically named textures, we simply call it free polyphony. So we shall hear examples of free imitation, homophony, and free polyphony in this work.